Hey guys, Tony here. I hope you're doing really well. I can't tell you how many emails, messages and private chats I get into with people who ask me advice on which speaker to pick or which projector to buy before they have any clue about the room itself. An example of the most often asked question I get is, I have 10k to build my home theater, tell me the best speakers and the best projector to buy, and this is not going to help you get a great home theater, as you often don't know enough about your room and other important considerations you need to understand before picking one piece of gear. This video is all about the pre-planning stage and why it's the most important step in the whole home theater journey, and I'm going to break it down for you, so stay tuned. So you finally decided you're going to do it and build a home theater. You're a DIY kind of person and don't have the budget to pay a company for a design and build, and you want to give it a go yourself. This video is not going to be about all the steps needed to build a home theater. I've made plenty of videos about that already, but this video is all about what you need to do before you look at even your first piece of gear, and this exercise is often the most overlooked part of the process. What I'm going to talk about isn't as sexy as speakers or projectors, but about stopping and considering a few very important things. Again, the main questions I get asked are about which speaker to buy or which projector is best, and when I ask them what speaker configuration they're going with or what size their room is, they often don't know the answers to those questions. There is no point picking speakers if you don't know how many you will need and what configuration you're going to have them in your space, or whether you will even be able to fit them in your room, on your walls or in your ceilings. The first thing you'll need to do is look at the room itself. What are the dimensions in both height, width and depth? This information is critical in deciding your speaker configuration. Will you have the space to put a 5, 7 or 9 ear level speaker setup? What obstructions will you have, such as windows, doors or open areas? I'm not here to tell you what is right for your room, just that you need to look at these things to see if there are any obstacles you may need to overcome. Once you have looked at your room and worked out what you're working with, you need to work out where the main listening position will be. This will help you decide things like how many rows you want to go with your seating. Will you go for couches or a lounge, or something more dedicated like a row of recliners? Picking recliners before you know how many you need and in what configuration could lead to disappointment. At this stage, I like to either draw on paper or the computer a scale drawing using the room's dimensions. I recommend the Dolby Configuration Guide, as Atmos is a very popular format people are putting into their theaters. I'll leave a link in the description to the guide, which has a lot of different layouts depending on your room and speaker configuration. You can try a few to see which one will work best for your room's dimensions and proportions. Once you have positioned your seating, you will need to work out the distance that you will have between the seating and the screen. This can be subjective, although there are some rules to help you. I still think you need to test it out if possible, so that you can see what distance and size you feel comfortable with. Some like a very big screen, even if it's close to the seating. If you're far away, even a big screen will seem small, and likewise the opposite is also true. Your room's dimensions and screen size will impact the choice of projector, as the throw distance will be different for each projector you consider, meaning you could have a short room and pick a projector with a longer minimum throw distance. You will not be able to have the full-sized image on your screen and will have to go with either a smaller screen or change to a shorter throw projector. You will need to work out all your distances before you pick a projector, so that you have the information at hand when you start to narrow down your list. I'll leave a link to a video I did recently on how to pick the best projector for your setup in the cards above, so check that out if you're interested after this video. Once you have the screen position, size, seater position and room dimensions, you are getting closer to working out what you need. Again, this hasn't cost a single dollar so far, but you are starting to see a plan come together. I'd then look at what type of speakers would work with your design and how they might be installed. Start with the ear level speakers first. Do you want to go with main front speakers to go behind the screen, or will they be on the floor? Do the seating locations or constraints of the room, such as open spaces, doors and windows, call for some extra thinking about how you will install them? Next, think about your height speakers. Can you place in-ceiling speakers overhead, or will you need to go with elevation on more speakers? Knowing your room will help you answer these questions prior to getting all excited about a brand or specific model of speaker, only to find out that you can't install them in your room. Choosing your subwoofer location is always going to be tricky, so plan your cabling so that you won't have to redo things later. If you plan on having your AV rack in the room, see if you can run some cables from various positions without obstruction. Flexibility for sub placement is critical in getting a great bass response from your main listening position. I would try to cater for at least 2 subwoofers at this point, and try to get a subwoofer point in each corner of the room so that you have the flexibility to move them around if you need to. So now you should have a plan to work from, which should include the room dimensions, any constraints or obstacles, how many speakers you will need, and what type of speakers such as ear level, height effect speakers and subwoofers. You'll also know your seating plan, how many and where, as well as the screen size and minimum throw distance for your projector. Armed with this knowledge, you should be able to work out some preliminary choices for what to buy and fit them within your budget. As I said earlier, this isn't a how to build a home theatre guide. I've done a few of those already, links are in the description below, but more of a what to do before you start spending money on your home theatre. There is no button you can press to auto build your home theatre, and there are many more things to consider. However, this is where I like to start, and as you can see, it hasn't cost a single dollar so far. Once you know this information, you can start to fill the blanks with all of your proposed gear, and it will be more accurate and true to life. I hope this information has helped you, and if it has, please smash the like button for me, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're stuck and you want to know more, I have a whole series of videos on DIY approach to building a home theatre, which I will leave in the description below. I also have a Discord server where you can join in the conversation, so links are down below for that as well. If you feel that it's all too difficult, I would suggest potentially looking for a company that you can pay to do a design and assist you with your choices and installation. Anyway, I'll have more videos like this coming soon, but that's it for this one. You'll catch me in the next one. Bye for now.